Now, there is agreement for the two men competing to lead the Tories. The so-called backstop, that compromise to avoid border checks in Northern Ireland, is dead. Jeremy Hunt and Boris Johnson promised to renegotiate the policy at a hustings in Belfast. Just 500 of the party's 160,000 members live in Northern Ireland, but its position at the centre of any Brexit deal puts it right at the heart of the contest. The BBC's Ireland correspondent Emma Vardy reports.
What will the future look like with a new Prime Minister?
Whether it's deal or no deal, just get on with it.
Here in Belfast, there's no escaping the reality that the new Prime Minister will have to deal with the bumpiest part of Brexit so far: how to avoid checks on goods across the Irish border.
I don't think Boris or Jeremy are going to have an easier ride than Theresa, to be honest.
So if I could make you virtual Prime Minister?
I would head back and just delete the whole programme. Start fresh from level 1.
Very nice to meet you.
The candidates have virtually pledged to do just that. Both want to persuade the EU to ditch the so-called backstop, which could have meant Northern Ireland having to follow different rules from the rest of the UK.
That has to change, and we have to find a different solution. And I think it will be a technology-led solution, what the Germans call an invisible border.
Boris Johnson wants to solve it through a separate trading agreement with the EU, or leave with no deal.
Solve the border issues where they belong logically in the context of the FTA that we're going to do.
The biggest critics of the backstop, Northern Ireland's Democratic Unionist Party, would be brought into the Brexit negotiating team under Jeremy Hunt.
We need to persuade the EU that we have a coalition that can get a majority through Parliament, and we do depend on that partnership.
If we didn't have the DUP, and I'm afraid the truth is we would have Jeremy Corbyn, who has an agenda to break up the union.
Who impressed you?
Boris.
Why is that?
Because he's wonderful.
I think Boris is treating Northern Ireland the same as the rest of the United Kingdom. I think that's important for Northern Ireland.
Although the Conservative Party doesn't have a single MP here in Northern Ireland, there are about 500 party members who will be voting next week.
I thought Jeremy Hunt made a real effort at answering the questions, and Boris waffled about everything.
They both want to do away with the Irish backstop. Do you believe they could?
They're saying tax solution, but that's a generic term that nobody understands.
After today's hustings, it was Boris Johnson who went to meet DUP leader Arlene Foster. And whoever becomes Prime Minister, the relationship with her could be crucial. Emma Vardy, BBC News, Belfast.